Welcome to another episode of the CPC Speaks podcast. We have guests here that have a story that to me is amazing. I don't even know the whole thing. We're going to learn it together. Let's start out with how I most recently met you guys together. I've met you separately, but then we got together and we learned we share a common bond of one thing, which we'll get more into. But we were at the Hope Sheds Light recovery walk that's every September, right? And I say to Pam, who runs it, I call it the Super Bowl of events. That's like the best event. Like there's a bazillion people. It shows how strong like the recovery movement is, and Hope Sheds Light, and like everybody contributing. And I saw you guys there, and we started to talk about what we have in common. And here we are. And to me, you both uniquely have an amazing story. So tell us, let's start with Cameron.
Okay. So, like you were saying, we met you at the walk, and, you were there with Mike. Your stand was beautiful, just like everybody else's vendor stand.
Inside joke.
Yeah, inside joke. And, it was good. It was good. There were so many people there for, recovery. And, come find out, like, I knew you from when I was in IOP back in, I think, 2022.
Right.
And what was that? Like, I was doing Zoom IOP out of the Freehold CPC. And I had recently completed the, inpatient treatment at New Hope. And, unbeknownst to me, you were there, but, I did not know that you were, that you were still involved.
Right.
And it was just really cool to see you. And, Mike Teddy was there. I know Mike from Rachel pretty much because I never interacted with Mike.
Yeah.
But met him through there. And, I didn't stay clean during that first time in IOP. But, eventually I had a relapse, got locked up, 4 days in jail, then went to a long term and, went to IOP, CPC in Howell.
Right.
And it's Diane Haddad and everybody.
Yep.
And, it just, was a great experience.
Yeah, and I remember it. I think it might have been a little earlier than 2000. I feel like COVID. At one point, I covered the group there so many times, but at one point, COVID was kind of new, and we were still figuring out the telehealth thing. I remember you being in your front yard sometimes, and even one time your parents pulled up, and we were still figuring out the telehealth thing. I think it was a little earlier, but yeah, you always brought a good positive energy. I think everybody that ran that group, even when you were struggling, we could all see it inside of you that there was this good guy in there just waiting to come out. And that's why when I saw you, I'm like, look at Cameron, he's doing well now. And when I saw you at the I actually seen you at the event before that, but really at the boardwalk, when we decided to do this. So let's get a little into Rachel, but then when I come back though. Yeah. So Rachel Parello.
Yes. So I got arrested in a bad situation because I was obviously...
Is it ever a good situation when you're getting arrested?
No, it's just horrible. And so I ended up having to complete a program through two different court systems pretty much. But that's where I got involved with CPC and then also Hope Sheds Light. I met both of them at Long Branch Municipal Court. So I had to complete a court.
That was the RDP, right? The Recovery Diversion Program. Yeah. Another Mike Teddy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if I didn't meet him at that time. I had a different group of people then. I think they were kind of still new.
Yeah, where it was first starting.
Yeah. But I didn't go in there completely gung-ho about IOP or anything. I didn't even want to sign up for the first 2 months I was in the program. I was I'm trying to go to a different CPC or a different IOP or not go at all. I was still trying to do it my way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I guess more part of a part inside me still wanted to actually get clean and not ever have to go through any of the stuff I was going through prior to that. So I ended up going to Red Bank for 4 months, and actually once I was there, I started speaking and getting involved, and it was cool. And it was one of those foundation, building blocks towards everything else that I do in life now, So it was cool.
Awesome. So you both share that in common. You were both mandated. You both consistently like you didn't wake up one day and said, "Oh, you know, I but a pill. I want to stop using."
Yeah.
it. No, which is a common pathway. You know, so the legal system brought you in. You know, recovery court for you. The early stages of the RD recovery diversion program for you. Similar programs, right? And they both ended up at a CPC program. So if somebody was watching, it's like, and either one, you both hopefully can answer, what made the light bulb go off and what's been working for you? Because you're both doing so amazing. That's how we're going to end this, talking about how amazing you guys are doing now. But to get to that point, what worked for you and what made, got you the motivation built and all those things? I'm sure it was an array of things, but yeah, like what are some of the things that...
It was like a year leading up to me getting arrested the last couple times. Like, I wanted to be in recovery. I did not want to be using like anymore, but I couldn't stop. I think on top of like having to attend IOP and just not wanting to live like that anymore, and being around people in recovery like really helped. I like started seeing little glimpses of like hope, and like life slowly, like little things started happening that made life better and better, and it made me want to like continue, you know?
That's a great... So it just started with like a little bit of like
Yeah.
like you're saying, like you're basically defining hope sheds light, right? You got a little bit of light in your life and it started to build hope and started to build momentum.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how about you, Cameron?
For me, the saying, sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then like I just told you before, trying to beat recovery court at their game by getting involved, going right to a short-term treatment center to avoid a long-term, and that didn't work out for me. So when the cops were knocking at my parents' doors for the second time and they finally got me, that feeling of just like being like just completely submitting to the fact that I have a problem, my way's not going to work, every little side back door that I'm trying to manipulate myself into thinking that I got a better way, it just came to a halt. And, thank God for that time, like, getting locked up, and thank God for CPC because I had something to do. I didn't have a license to get to court for recovery court, but I would take the bus from Red Bank to recovery court because I was observing at the time. I had to go every, twice a week or whatever it was, and CPC sent, logistic care, or they would send Ubers for me, and I would be able to line it up, coordinate it with them and myself from Freehold to go to Howell. And it was just like, so things like that, not only did it keep me busy, it kept me focused on like, just having a routine of positivity that I'm doing something with my life, but then I've also been able to like apply that to my life today. And because I was never reliable, accountable, or could coordinate anything, nor had the patience to do it. And then and look at me now.
So at CPC, our thing is, we call it like whole health. We focus on whole health. And that's like, it's not just about stop using drugs, and it's about mental health and life changes and, getting a job and, all the things that make us all people. It's not just about people in recovery. It's about people. We need to be part of something bigger and have a purpose. And I know that plays into it with both of you. So what kind of other things were part of your journey to just being where you are today?
Yeah. I was doing the IOP and I was in recovery court, and there was an opportunity to get involved with a project management course through the New Jersey jobs grant, which was like judiciary opportunities for better successors. I probably butchered that, but I wanted to partake in it. You know what I mean? My younger brother actually did project management, and he said, this is a great opportunity, you should go for it. And I was doing IOP at the time, and for some reason, the time span would have been a certain amount of time in IOP, and I would have ended, and then that project management course would have started. And it worked out to where, like, at first recovery court didn't want me to take it because I was so early in observing, but there are people there to help me, you know, and I learned from being in IOP and from many other people in the recovery community, like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Right. Don't give up, you know. And so I asked for help. I reached out to people, even though the judge said no, you know, like I didn't take that.
You didn't let it stop you.
I didn't let it stop me.
Keep moving forward.
Yes. Keep on forward.
So you completed the course.
I completed the course. Yeah.
And you completed IOP.
Completed the IOP. As soon as IOP was done, I'm still doing like outpatient once in a while, seeing my counselor, and you know, and continue to do the course. Completed the course, got the certificate, and you know, I'm still a client of CPCs today.
Okay.
You know, but I completed my outpatient. I see the psych once in a while, and it's just, you know, just. That's all. Has continue to move forward. You know, just give me something positive to keep in my life, continue to go forward and be able to reach out to people whenever I need some assistance. You know, you even have people in CPC that call me once in a while just to see how I'm doing, if they could help me with like 401k information and things like that. It's
Adult
great.
things.
Yeah, adult things.
Yeah.
So
One person I work with calls it adult life moves. Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. So awesome. So that it's good to see, like, that plays into what we're talking about. You're like, it's not just about stop using drugs. It's about making those changes and moving forward, even and having resilience. And you're definitely a model of that. So what about for you, Rachel? You're a part of Hope Sheds Light. You're working for Hope Sheds Light, right?
Yes.
So that, which is to me, that's awesome. You know, I love Hope Sheds Light. I think, you know, and what a great opportunity for you. So what about that? For the audience's sake, Hope Sheds Light is a peer-driven, people in recovery, helping other people in recovery, but it's a little different like than an AA. It's peer counseling and peer support, and you guys have tons of events and things for people to join in, and I encourage people to join in all the time. So now you're one of the staff though.
Yeah. So Hope Sheds Light, it's a nonprofit, and we help families and individuals affected by substance use, and it's like wild that I'm even like a part of it and that they gave me the opportunity to work there. So I started seeing people like from Hope Sheds Light, like at meetings around the community and all over, like out and about in town, and for like a year.
Right.
And then someone asked me like, do you want to come work with us? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know, I was working at a frame shop in Red Bank, and that was really cool, but I wanted to get involved in like the recovery community somehow. So it was like the perfect time and opportunity, and it's really cool, like what I get to do, and like little things. Like we were talking about adult things, like it's crazy. Like I have a key to an office building that I go to by myself sometimes, and like they trust me like going out into the community, and I get to like do outreach in Asbury, and it's just really cool, like the things we get to do. And we are peer led, so like I'm obviously not a counselor, but like I have all the experience like in my head about like using, you know,
Yeah.
and not using that.
And that's so valuable to someone who's struggling
Yeah.
because you understand it,
Yes.
right? Well, and I get to see you at events all the time.
All
now.
the time.
You know, there you are. The Hope Sheds Light, always out and about. You volunteer for Hope Sheds Light as well, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm lucky enough to be with Rachel, and she's involved with Hope Sheds Light, and then I get to be of service. You know what I mean? So like I get to sign up as a volunteer, and at the same time I get to spend time with Rachel. You know, so it's like full circle.
He loves it though.
That's what you're always smiling, and whenever I see you at the, you're it looks like you're having a great time, and yeah, I always enjoy myself at the Hope Sheds Light stuff, or anytime, we're doing those public type things. But it really, the cliche is true. You know, it's not just about focus. You know, obviously we need to focus on ourselves, but giving back. You know, you stay in recovery, right? And you guys are both giving back. You know, through your volunteer work. So I think it's a cool way to end it. To close it out was how you're doing now. I think that people that are struggling, when you're struggling with anything, you're in that, and I don't have to tell you guys, it's like, how am I ever going to get out of this? I know I want this. I want the dream, but how am I going to get there? I had, and you guys were there. That's when we had that conversation, I was like, that's when I had like the light bulb went off for me. I was like, look at these guys, like living, like tell us about that. Tell us about life now, and your special connection together.
Yeah. So just like you were talking about earlier, this is the drive to continue to push forward.
My motto: keep moving forward,
no matter what. Yeah. Like tomorrow's going to be a better day. Not all days are going to be great, but just keep going. Just keep going. That's it. I think a lot of it has to do with just the experiences we had prior, and then being able to be a little bit more grateful for what we have today, and just to have the opportunity to like make decisions and choose, you know.
So tell me, what's today? Tell me about today.
Today, both professionals, you know, working in career fields, right? Rachel, certified peer recovery specialist with Hope Sheds Light, multiple promotions. Me, started off project coordinator, project manager, now general manager, you know, working my way there, multiple promotions. We've worked on our credit scores.
It matters, right?
Exactly. We're car owners. We own our own vehicles.
There you go.
You know, like didn't want to take the route to lease because, you know, we're trying to purchase a home. You know, we're trying to get a mortgage.
And you say we, for the audience sake, what
Yeah.
you guys are together now.
Yeah, so Rachel and I are together. We've been together for about a year and a half now, right? And we've, you know, like it's funny we used to, we're from the same town, never ran into each
Not
other.
one time. It's so crazy.
You probably never ran into each other at CPC either.
No.
Right?
No. And the other thing is when I was taking my project management course at Brookdale and Long Branch, Rachel was working at Dunkin' Donuts. I had no clue Rachel was involved in recovery. Okay, I would go and get my coffee. I would go to my class, and you know, Rachel caught my eye. Her smile caught my eye, and I just, you know, would flirt with Rachel from time to time, and because I'd see her all the time, and you know, and here we are today. I find out she's in recovery. She knows people that I know from town, and you know, it's just I'm grateful that we never ran into each other while we were active. And it's really good. You know, I wouldn't want to know that Rachel. I would know Rachel wouldn't want to know the Cameron. You know, it's like, you know, fate to put us in this position, you know.
And I'm glad to know this version of both of you because it's amazing. Yeah. So, and Rachel, well, you got the award, right? Like the Recovery Advocate of the Year or something like that. It was something, I forgot what the title of it was.
I don't remember the title either. It was like a legislative
Yeah, recognition.
for, I guess, graduating the recovery diversion program through Long Branch. It was wild.
Very nice.
It's really cool.
Good stuff.
Of Long Branch, yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool to be like there. You know?
So to close it out, one last thing, like let's say somebody again watching this who's struggling still. What's some words of wisdom?
Be kind to yourself. Give yourself a little bit of grace. It does get better, you know? Like life today is like really fulfilling, and our weeks and days are so busy, and it's like a blessing. Like all of this is a blessing, and like I do not forget like where I came from, and like especially now that it's getting cold outside, like I don't forget not one single day like how bad it was like in active use. And like so just give yourself like a little bit of grace. Like you can have a life like beyond your wildest dreams. Like you really can.
Stay out of your own way, you know. Stay away from people, places, and things. Use what they're at, you know. And I know a lot of people hear that all the time, but super important to me. You know, if I'm hanging around people doing positive things with their life and have, you know, similar goals, more likely to be succeeding in those goals. If I'm gonna hang around people doing messed up things,
It's so hard to watch that happen over and over again as counsels. Like you're like, oh, here we go again. Yeah. But I like you said you started getting out of your own way, which to me is like kind of, you know, going with the flow and like I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna take advice. I'm gonna, you know, like, and you could see that transformation, you know. So in you. So both you guys, amazing. I'm so appreciative that you took the time to come here and to tell about your story and how CPC was involved with it, and which is great. So keep up the great work, and, you know, and I'm looking forward to, you know, continuing to see you guys and watch you grow and be the great people that you are. It's awesome. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for watching.